So the next topic are variables. So what are variables in Python? Well, variables are those which store some values. It's a placeholder. You can think of it as a placeholder that stores some values in it. Variables can be string, it can be an integer, it can be a float, right? It can be a list, it can be a dictionary, a set, a tuple, etc. It can be anything, right? So for example, here x is a variable. I have stored an integer 5, so x becomes 5. Python knows what variables you are defining, so you don't need to explicitly tell the Python that what variables are I'm going to define, right? Here, as you can see, there are two variables defined. One is integer, one is string. X is 5, y is John. X becomes an integer variable, y becomes a string variable. Let's move on to code so that I can show you how to define it. Okay, the first variable is var. It's a variable which stores the string values. And the string I am passing is Harry, right? So now the value of var becomes Harry. So when I print it, it prints Harry. Now you can also define integers in it. As you can see, the variable has been defined as number, num, and integer is 745 that has been passed to it. So when I print it, it prints the number. It prints 745. You can also store float numbers in it. Variable is float num. So when I print it, it becomes 436.32, the number I've given to the variable. And you can also update the variable. So once the variable has been defined earlier, as you can see, the variable earlier var has been defined Harry. But if you once again define the variable in the later stage, the variable is updated with a new value. For example, here 23 has been passed to it. So now the variable after Harry becomes 23. Earlier it was Harry, now it's 23. The variable can also contain a Boolean value. A Boolean value is either true or false. So here rain variable has been defined the value of true. True has been passed to rain. And then I'm checking the if statement. No need to worry if you don't understand the if else statement here. I'll explain later in the course. So now I'm checking that if rain is either true or false. So this condition checks that if rain is true, print yes, else print no. It will print yes because the rain is true.